Good afternoon, HR class. Just wanted to say thank you for the midterm evaluations. It gave me a great opportunity to kind of look at the class, see what we're doing well, see what we need to do, and to maybe make to include some of your suggestions in as we move forward. Some of them were really easy. Somebody suggested take the start button off. We know how to start the class. We've done it. So yeah, I should have done that on week 2. I wish someone would have said, great idea. Another suggestion, move our weeklies to the top, our weekly assignments to the top of the weekly modules, and start them at the top. I can do that. So little things like that help me to help you have a good college experience. As we continue, if you see those kind of little things, if you would do so and so, just drop me a line, ask me, and if I can do it, and it doesn't, and I know how, or I can learn how, I will definitely do it. I want to also address a couple things that you've said throughout the class that I heard. So first of all, when you're doing a performance appraisal with somebody, the important part is to give them the feedback that you have, which is what you've already done, for me to give you my feedback. And then typically what I do with my staff when I do an evaluation is then I go back after I have their evaluation and I reevaluate. I'm not going to ask you to reevaluate. That would be a little overkill here. But, just for those scenarios, how do you do that? I always give feedback. I let my staff fill out their evaluations of themselves, and then we go over it together. And they tell me what they picked, and I tell them what I picked, and I tell them why, and they tell me why. Sometimes that changes, sometimes it doesn't. So that's just a little bit of feedback about that. I'm going to be able to incorporate a little more hands-on questions. What I realized in this class, and then I thought about your curriculums, is that a lot of you don't have the opportunity to kind of learn, what do you do in this scenario? What do you do when you hear, 2 staff members are, I'm going to use the example of sleeping together, and one's a supervisor. How would an HR person handle that? What are, just some issues, like things like that. So I think we need to address some of that, maybe in a little bit more of a low-key format. And I like the idea of a chat or something each week to kind of address those issues. So maybe we can incorporate that as we move forward. Also, grading homework that I have not graded in a timely manner, and you are absolutely right, I have not. Many of you ask, could I release the class or release the whole schedule so you could work ahead? And I think in the future the answer to that will be absolutely. Right now I'm still building the class. I've only taught this class once, so one of the things that I do when I teach a class once is I come back and I kind of redo almost all the work. I'm trying to keep it relevant to you, real, and real life situations and kind of real work, so that you can use this as you move forward. And so that's important to me. Again, if you have feedback and you want to give it to me and you haven't yet, feel free to do so. But I want to say thank you. Thank you, because this class doesn't get better without your feedback, and wait until the end of the semester is not the time to do it. I think for us to come together now, kind of set the stage and move forward, is a really positive thing. When you give somebody a performance appraisal, if there are some negative things, oftentimes you'll say, well, you have this amount of time to get that, to make that work for us. And you'll kind of lay out a plan. And you want to go back to your SMART goals and say, I need you to do this, 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 and this is how long. And that applies for both just a performance appraisal and also if you're putting somebody on an improvement plan. That means they haven't met the expectations and they need to build. So enough for that. I want to just say thanks. Hope you had a great, happy St. Patrick's Day.